everybody, welcome back to another video with Kat about Raid Shadow Legends. Today, it's a big day. It is my first time trying AMIUS. I'm a little scared. That's a lie. I'm a lot scared. AMIUS is the boss of Curse City, and most everyone considers him to be the hardest boss in the entire game. I see people complain. I hear people complain. I hear my husband complain. So, I have, for the first time, been able to work my way through Curse City enough to get all 3 keys, so we're gonna try it today. I'm not going into this blind, and I don't recommend going into this boss blind. I recommend talking to experienced players, doing some research. I went through the subreddit, I looked at some ideas, so I am slightly prepared, but I don't think we're gonna get very far today, and you're probably just gonna watch me be like, ah! So, before you get to watch me go, ah! Use the link in the description, and you'll get Corrado Fox Hunter as soon as you complete the tutorial. Fantastic Legendary, followed by 3 epic champions. Hugo, who is very helpful. Actually, all of these guys are pretty helpful in Curse City because there's a variety of champions and faction wars that you need. Deacon Armstrong is very helpful. I always make sure I use him if he's available because he's got a lot of speed and turn meter manipulation. And then Sun Wukong is an always use, but you get him through the promo code Monkey King. And you have to make that the first promo code that you use. Plus, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are here in-game, and you can get Michelangelo for free without doing anything else but logging in. But you gotta do it for 7 days. And then you get a bunch of other good stuff. Alrighty, Dart.
It's free real estate.
Are you ready? He's not sure. I'm not sure either, Dart, but here's what we're gonna do. I asked my husband, Mobile Gamer, for some advice. I told him don't tell me too much, but I want to go in a little bit. I want to get a good raw reaction from me. But here's what he told me. So AMIUS has 2 phases. There's a white moon and a blood moon. You cannot kill AMIUS when he's in the blood moon. And my notes for this video says you can't kill AMIUS in blood moon, so get fucked. However, when he's in the white moon, that is your opportunity to kill him. But he does have a stupid healing mechanic from what I understand. So, our best friend for this is going to be Heal Block. So, here's the nice thing. Lemonisi Goldwing, who was a free login champion a couple months ago, earlier this year, was a free login champion. She has a Heal Block feature. And, funny enough, on the subreddit, I want to say a little over a month ago, there was a post that talked about how Lemonisi Goldwing can one-shot AMIUS. I read through the strategy behind it. It makes sense to me, but here's the thing. Boomer and I just did a video about Clan Boss and how, once you get to a certain level of difficulty in this game, it's not as simple as just saying, use this champion and it'll be nice and easy and you can go from there, no problem. With her, it needs to be a very specific relic. So Golden Elixir is what was recommended to me because it's attack accuracy, but mainly we want her to just be in a constant loop of self-healing, and we want her really hard to kill because she's going to be our major player here with the heal block. The other idea behind it was to use a different the blessing Brimstone. And the reason behind that is Brimstone is going to do a majority of the damage, which is helpful. And then we kind of just make sure that she blocks the heal once he goes from his red moon phase back to the white moon phase. When he has 1 turn left on the red moon phase, then you do the heal block, then you do her A3. So this is not a manual kind of situation. You cannot auto this, which I don't expect for one of the hardest bosses in the game anyways. So you use that heal, her A3, which places a 100% heal reduction, which is basically heal block. And it blocks all of his buffs as well. So you place that right before he changes back into his white moon phase, because then he won't do his stupid healing, and then it will at least prevent him from resetting all of the damage that you've already done. So the other main way this works is I need to have regeneration gear, and Boomer's recommendation was to use the gear set that I have on Godseeker. Now, I don't want to have to undo all of this gear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my gear menu, and then we're going to fitting room. And then there's a little button down here that looks like a download button. And I can save this as a global preset, and this is a whole set of gear that is fully upgraded and ready to go. Not a lot of ascension, but we're not worrying about that just yet. Full disclaimer, I am not expecting to get through AMIUS today. No way, no how. But I wanted to make a video of me doing it for the first time, and, you know, I figure a lot of people are probably doing this for their first time, so I wanted to do a video where people could see, you know, a strategy to start out with, and then I'm going to be able to get a lot of information, hopefully, on what direction to go with from here. And then what we're going to be able to do, because I want to be able to put all of this back on Godseeker, no problem. And then it'll also be easier when we come over here and we go to fitting room and we go to preset manager and we can try on all of that gear. Attack and defense. Defense is healthier. Her resistance is pretty good. Her accuracy is 250. This is a situation where we have regeneration gear heals by 15% every turn, and then immortal 15 HP goes up and 3% every turn. Lemonisi did get a big boost in her rank. I brought her up to 6, fully leveled her up. Also helps that there's a champion training tournament going on. So here is the plan. I've heard that the Pac-Man Shrek is very helpful here. We're going to bring in Lilitu as a reviver just in case. And then Lemonisi Goldwing is going to be our best buddy. So these guys are basically just here for additional damage. I'm not expecting us to be able to do very much, but we need a good reviver. And plus Lilitu has a lot of defense, HP, and resistance. God, he's so terrifying. All right. So we're going to start with an attack up. And we're just going to test this and see what the heck happens. And that's it. So we're not using this at all right now because we are in the white moon and you can tell by the background. And so in the meantime, we're just gonna hit and see what do. Oh yeah, he's chunky. But his hits are gnarly. And I know he has a stun feature too, so that's the other thing we have to worry about. And here's Blood Moon. Okay. So, yeah, he's going to put everyone to sleep. It's going to be a whole thing. So we basically lose a turn. And this is why we want all of the resistance. And, okay. So it's through his little... It's that. So once he takes one more turn, then after this, we're going to use that heal block. So it's his little eclipse buff. Okay. So now... Ah! Oh, I missed it. Well, that's a pain. Okay. I thought I was going to have one more turn to do that with. Eclipse? All right, let's try this again. That's 1 turn. 2 turns. Okay. Well, no, that wasn't another turn. Maybe now. No, Lemonisi still needs more speed. Okay. How long does that heal buff last? 2 turns. All right. So basically, but we only need it when he makes that metamorphosis. So the next time we do this, we are going to try to do that. This is tricky. Good stuff if they're going to do... Okay. We're not going to risk it. Oh, I don't have high enough accuracy. So we made a decent amount of damage in the beginning. I didn't lose those keys, which is fortunate. So I don't only get like 1 shot a month to try to do this. So it looks like Lemonisi is going to need a stupid accuracy boost. Let's look this up really quick. We're doing some very scientific research here. 375. I was like, I have to have 450 accuracy. 375 is not that bad. That's pretty feasible. I'm wondering, so here's the trick. Normally when I want a big boost of accuracy, I go with a bunch of gear. I go with gear sets. Like Feral, Pinpoint, all that good stuff. That's not what we're doing right now. We have to, not kidding, have to have the regeneration and immortal for this to work. So I have to make sure that these pieces bring in the accuracy that's necessary. So I'm going to play around with this and I'll be right back. So here's my problem. Don't have a lot of good regeneration gear. I don't have a lot of good immortal gear. I did swap out a couple and we got our accuracy up to 338, but we need to be 375. So that would put us about 37 accuracy away from what I need it to be. And I'm running into issues with, well, an accessories would be a spot where I would want to go with that, but I don't have a lot of Feral sets. And the other thing is I don't want to not use the feral sets because that's where I'm getting 80 of my accuracy alone is just from that bonus. So I tried to ascend. I reworked it. I still got attack. So I'm pretty limited there. I tried some ascension as a means of working, but I mainly just used glyphs and swapped out a couple pieces of gear. So I think going forward, this is where I'm going to focus on. And actually, what I am going to, once we hit personal CVC, I've been working on the force accuracy affinity bonus, and I may just opt for that instead because that'll give me at least 10 more. But I don't know if this is going to be possible until I have her accuracy up a lot higher. So this is going to be a problem of I need to farm more gear and I need to get better gear. Hopefully some good feral gear that has accuracy substats. So we are at an impasse, I think, as far as AMIUS goes, because the whole thing falls apart. If I can't do that heal block on him, falls apart. So that is going to be the goal from here on out. If I'm going to get anywhere with AMIUS, I need Lemon EC's accuracy to be a lot more bonkers. So that's pretty much everything I have. Thank you guys for being here while I workshop this, but hopefully somebody learned something from this. If you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them below in the comments. But I think I've got a direction to go from here. And don't forget, if you haven't already, use the link in the description to get yourself started on your Raid Shadow Legends journey, starting with 3 epics and 3 legendary champions. All of these epics are worth your time. Lady Annabelle is particularly helpful in Curse City. So is Deacon Armstrong. Lady Annabelle gets you through one of the nasty bosses in Curse City, so we love her. And then use the promo code Monkey King to get Sun Wukong. That is your 2nd legendary. And then your 3rd legendary comes as your 3rd login champion, Michelangelo of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But that's everything I have. Thank you guys again for being here, and I will see you in the next video.